and today I have a college tips video for you guys because I have the first year of college under my belt, so I can officially say I'm no longer a freshman, which is kind of exciting and also very sad because I really loved my freshman year. But I do have some tips that I think are very important, and these are like my top 10. There's a million. I guess every college student has a different experience, but these are some tips that I thought universally would work really well, and also they're kind of practical. They're not like, you know, like meet new people, try new things. Like that's so typical, like I don't know, like everyone knows that like college is the time to be open-minded and try new things, but these tips are more practical and stuff that I think people would actually use rather than just that like fluffy advice. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is textbooks, because everyone knows that college textbooks cost like a bajillion dollars. So the website that I use whenever I have to rent or buy textbooks is Slugbooks. You guys have probably heard of Slugbooks. It's like a very, very popular site that compares textbooks from all the main like carriers of them, from Amazon, eBay, Chegg, brands like that. They compare all of your textbooks, and it's very easy because a lot of times people overpay for textbooks when they really could just save like a ton of money. So if you think, oh, this textbook is listed as $175 here, but it really could only cost like 40 bucks. So you really have to test the waters, and Slugbooks is a great way to do that. It's really easy. All you have to do is put in your university and then like your classes, your courses, and it'll come up with what textbooks that you need. So definitely check out Slugbooks. Honestly, it's the biggest money saver in the world because college textbooks are just outrageously priced. So this really, really helps make the whole process easier and more affordable. Next, sorry, I'm like super organized with this. I have like a little list. Next is have pre-made schedules. I would suggest at least 2. I don't know, at least at my school, I didn't have to make my first term schedule. I only had to make my following schedules for the other semesters. But the most important thing with scheduling is to realize ahead of time that it's not necessarily going to go as planned. So you need to make some mock schedules of different schedules that would work for you, of what classes that you're required to take. It's really important that you have more than one, because when your time ticket opens and you're sitting at your computer putting in the classes that you want, you might not be able to get the class that you thought you would be able to, and then it just gets really messed up. So just make sure you have at least 2 schedules, because it will really, really help when the time comes to schedule classes. My third tip is very important, and I think that this is super helpful as well. Do your homework during your breaks and during the daytime. You're not going to want to go back to your dorm after a long day of classes and do your homework. You're going to want to watch TV, hang out with people from your floor, go out to dinner. There's so many things that you're going to want to do, and none of them are going to be studying or doing your homework. So if you have any breaks at all during the day, whether it's a 50-minute break, a half-an-hour break, 2-hour break, go to the library and start your homework. Study during those breaks, because it'll be really, really helpful. I recommend just filling up your day with as much schoolwork as you can, and I know that sounds horrible, but you're going to be thankful at nighttime when all you need to do is relax and chill out with your friends. Number 4, this tip will also work for any of you high school students as well. Basically, I really recommend picking out your outfits the night before if you have an early class. The earliest class that I had was 9. I didn't have any 8 a.m.s. So happy about that. But the 9 o'clock classes are still kind of a pain in the butt. So what I recommend is just having your outfit laid out, also have your books all ready, and make sure your homework's done. It's pretty self-explanatory, but it'll be very helpful when you're making a mad dash to class in the morning. Number 5, utilize your meal plan. I know at a lot of schools, college freshmen are required to have a meal plan. Where I go, that was required, and I was really not a fan of my dining hall at all. But I would say out of all my friends, I ended up there the most just because I wanted to make the most of my plan. The plans are expensive as is, so if you don't utilize them, then you're just spending extra money, unnecessary money that you could be putting towards other things like your rent or your cell phone bill. So it's really important to utilize the dining hall. I know that the options might not be that great, but usually there's salad bars, there's omelet bars, you can make your own pasta. It gets a little monotonous with the same thing every day, but try to switch it up. So try your hardest to use your meal plan, even if it's like the last thing that you want to do. Kind of going along with that, it's really, really important to manage your money and figure out what you have as a budget for the year or for the semester, or however you want to do it. It's kind of crazy. I didn't realize I would be spending so much money when I got to school. But things just add up, you know, you need a new toothpaste, you need a new contact solution, you're going out to dinner with your friends, you're going to the movies. Things add up so quickly, and it's kind of like every night's a weekend in college. I mean, that's like really like kind of pushing it, but if you don't have an early class, like you can go out to dinner on a Wednesday night with your friends, and you don't realize, but it really adds up. So what I recommend doing is making an impulse buy list, just like a list of things that you've kind of purchased that would just kind of like out of the ordinary, like not things that you needed necessarily, like clothes or anything like that. Just make a list because you will be shocked at how much you're spending. Just try to cut down throughout the course of the year because you don't want to end up with more debt than like already your college loans are going to give you. So just be like open-minded about that and make sure that you're not spending frivolously. Number 7 is use a calendar or some sort of plan, whether it's online, like on your phone or you know, whatever. Just use a planner because it is super helpful. I found that my schedule at college was insanely hectic. Like you'll have things at like 3 o'clock and then at like 3:30 and you just have to be at different places at different times and it gets kind of crazy. But the best way to be organized is to have a planner. And I know a lot of people are anti-planner, but I like live and breathe by my planner. But I'm just a very organized person in general, so it's super helpful to have that planner and to actually use it. Number 8, which might sound kind of stupid, but it's to use your email and check your email. A lot of times at schools, they'll email cool events, free things that are going on, like free food, which is always great. Colleges have so many cool opportunities that you can do for really cheap, and there's always great deals. So if you're using and checking your email, you will be on top of things. I can't tell you how many times like I would not know what's going on because I didn't check my email or my friend wouldn't, because your schools do send out a lot of emails to your school ID or whatever, so just make sure you're checking because it's actually really helpful and you end up saving money and getting cool opportunities out of it. Number 9 is very important, and it is to find a good study space. I really don't recommend studying in your dorm because there are just too many distractions. Whether it's the people out in the hallway that are sitting playing guitar and you just want to join them. There's just going to be so many things that you're going to want to do instead of doing your homework, which is obvious. Like no one would choose to do homework over hanging out with their friends, but it's really important to find a study space. I found for me the best places that I would study were my school's library. There's also a coffee shop that had a really cool like study space on the top floor, which is really nice. And then you can also rent private study rooms at a lot of schools, whether they're in academic buildings or in the library. So just keep that in mind and make sure that you find a comfortable place for you to study. Number 10 is the last tip, and it is to connect with your advisor. It's really important that you have a good relationship with your advisor because they can help you get into classes. Just familiarize, did I say that right? Just familiarize yourself with them as much as you can because it'll end up being really helpful in the long run. So those are all my tips for college freshmen. I hope this video wasn't insanely boring. I just wanted these tips to be as practical and useful as possible because a lot of the times tips can kind of just be like cheesy and obvious, but I hope these were helpful. And if you have any more college questions, you can ask me in the comment section, and if you want to see any college related videos, please let me know. I'm going into my sophomore year very soon, so hopefully I can answer any questions that you have. So thanks for watching and have an awesome day. Bye guys.